Something just pulled me back out to Bravehearts. The minute you come out to the farm here, there's a sense of tranquility. I think a horse and a human being feel the same way. They can tell if you're sad. They can tell if you're nervous. They're very compassionate. They're very forgiving. They want somebody that they can follow. They want a good leader. They don't want to be afraid. They want to be loved. It was 24, 36 hours of a retreat where we worked with horses. And we groomed them. We hugged them. And I went home that night, and I actually felt that I could actually start learning to move forward, because all I knew at one time was grief. I'm a Gold Star mother. My son, my only child, was killed in Afghanistan on August 19th, 2010. He was a Marine. Because of it, I have become a Gold Star mother. A Gold Star family is somebody that's lost a loved one in the wars. It was almost 11 months from the day he was killed. I was invited out to Bravehearts riding Therapeutic area for the first Gold Star retreat weekend. The therapy with horses seemed to calm me down. One of my biggest reasons for coming back and being so involved with Bravehearts is for our veterans that need assistance, that are suffering from PTSD or have some physical disability. It has to be out there for everyone to know about so they can come here and they can seek some help, whether it's just to get away for a day or just come out here, and sometimes it helps you solve a problem that you've been thinking about.
It's JAKEMCMANUS. Jake McManus. I have a horse named Harry. He's 14 years old. He and I have a close relationship with each other.
That's what I am talking about, cowboy. Whoop. Jumping cones.
He's my best friend.
Jake was always a little different. His first word wasn't mommy or daddy, it was Tyrannosaurus Rex. So for us, that was a big clue. He has a diagnosis of autism, and Bravehearts and a therapeutic riding program made a tremendous difference in his life.
Are you a fan of horses?
Yeah.
Any other animals?
Elephants?
Have you ever ridden an elephant before?
Well, I have in Wisconsin.
We don't know why exactly he's so drawn to horses, but from the first time he sat on a pony at a birthday party when he was 2, you could see how he responded. So the opportunity for him to participate in a hippotherapy program changed the course of his life. Hippotherapy is the therapeutic use of a horse through the use of a speech or occupational or physical therapist, and they use the horse and its mechanics as well as the interaction to really work through some of the needs of special needs children primarily.
He has such a hard time at Bravehearts, much as I have. He just needs a complete break of all this chaos going on.
He then graduated to where he could take traditional riding lessons and eventually wound up with his own horse. This is a place where his vision can be realized. He's starting to do some vocational things here. He comes out and volunteers and helps feed the horses. It's a path forward for him. We really see it as the future for him.
They deserve freedom and most likely some money. And I try to help them out with tender, loving care.
The concept behind therapeutic instruction using a horse is really hard to explain until you see it. And I think when people really see the connection and the interaction between human and horse, it's magical.
I haven't really seen a person going through a situation that a horse hasn't been able to
meet that challenge, overcome it, and help get that person to a different place in their life. At BRAVEHEARTS, whether we see people who are challenged physically, mentally, emotionally, wherever they're coming from, whatever they have going on, I think that horses are just something that we've been given on this earth that can fill in our holes and help us become better people.
Our involvement with BRAVEHEARTS actually started after my daughter's traumatic brain injury. Trisha was only 8 at the time. She's going to be a senior in high school. She's in all regular ed classes, and she does require the assistance of an aide to walk through the hallways and to scribe for her, but everything else she does on her own. For the past, I believe it's 5 years, she's done Special Olympics. She's won the gold 4 times already, so Trisha herself is a miracle because when she was hurt, she actually had the worst injury that you can have for traumatic brain injury besides death. She was in a coma for 3.5 weeks. When she woke up, she could not even lift her head. On top of that, she had lost her baby sister. We lost our daughter in the car accident, so she had to deal with sorrow of losing her sister and trying to recover her life back again. We were so lucky that, you know, so much came back.
Benson's Hank.
Hank. It's actually Megan's horse, Hank, and that's her very, very favorite. So she has pictures of him on her phone, and he's everything to her, so.
It just feels incredible, like I can do anything.
As a parent, you know, when you see that horse love her and be so gentle to her, you know, you can't help but just love the horse right back. This beautiful, beautiful animal is giving her something that, you know, nobody else could give her.
Do you want the short one or the tall one? So which one? Short, okay.
So Harvard and Poplar Grove, both facilities offer therapeutic riding. The only exception is that this is where the outpatient clinic is. We offer speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy, and we use the horse as a treatment strategy.
We're going to do our jousting, okay? We're going to play medieval times. Look, Cody. Cody says, if I can't eat it, I don't really care about it.
After he was diagnosed with high-functioning autism, we went to Easter Seals, and they recommended BRAVEHEARTS. It's helping him learn some auditory and sensory skills and some, you know, that ball's going to come back at me, but I don't have to be afraid of it. I was a little skeptical at first at the thought of him riding a horse, but there he is, and he's doing amazing. It's amazing to me the outreach that is available now for kids with autism, no matter what level on the spectrum they are, and then to find something as out of the box as this, to me, to take it to another level, is just the icing on the cake for me. It really is.
BRAVEHEARTS is a special place. It's a place that anybody can come for whatever their reason is, and you know, we don't ask questions. It's just like we just let the horses do the work. We're always looking for volunteers who want to give their time, who want to sidewalk with a child, who want to lead a therapy horse, who want to, you know, help groom or bathe a horse that a veteran might be able to work with. At BRAVEHEARTS, we're always looking for generous donors who can think about the future of our organization and the sustainability and how we can continue to provide our services at a very affordable rate and do a quality service. That's really what we're committed to here as far as serving people in times of need, and that takes a whole community to get behind it, to embrace it, and to support it in a number of different ways.
The reason I really love the Veterans Program is I grew up in Northern Ireland in the 70s and 80s. I came over here in 1986 when I was only 21, and I could not get over the freedom that we have in this country. I guess I don't take that for granted, so I know the sacrifices of the men and women that go overseas to ensure our freedom. So I feel so fortunate that I'm in a role where I can be of some service to those people that give so much. And the horses, I believe horses are put on this earth to help heal people.
I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran, deployed to Afghanistan, the Philippines, Thailand, and Japan. Afghanistan was the combat deployment. I got out and had some problems with some PTSD. Was really shut down for a long time. But I ended up with the Milwaukee VA coming out to BRAVEHEARTS. That was enough to do it. I came twice, loved it. Once I got done with being an inpatient in the Milwaukee VA, I left, came back out here on my own and started riding, and then I found out about the volunteer opportunities out here, working with kids, working with other veterans. About a year's time from when I started here, I went from being a student to becoming an instructor. And they say I'm the first wounded warrior veteran to do it.
I'm Director of Operations at BRAVEHEARTS. I also head up the Veterans Program. Last year we did the innovative thing of going and getting 4 wild Mustangs and having the veterans tame them and channel them.
One of the first things I learned was, if you're nervous, the horse is going to be nervous. So that was the thing that drew me, because I had to calm myself down to be around the horse so the horse was calm. They really opened the door for me to be able to do all this stuff. If not for that, I'd probably still be a recluse at home, just kind of in my own little world. This is getting me out of my little world and getting me back into the real world. Dr. Gunner and Marge Gunner, they're the founders. Dr. Gunner was a Korean War vet, and they just do this out of the kindness of their heart.
Hi, my name's Eva, and this is Velvet, and she is the new love in my life. I got introduced to BRAVEHEARTS with a veteran friend of mine. My first experience on the horse was enlightening. BRAVEHEARTS is close to me because they genuinely cared. I had a son who had a speech delay. Megan told me about their hippotherapy program, which is speech therapy on a horse. And in the 9 months he was doing the hippotherapy, I mean, he went to speaking 1 or 2 words to full sentences, and it truly warmed my heart. Unfortunately, I lost my son to a tragic house fire in 2013, and Megan and Marge, the founder and the CEO, they called me every day to make sure I was all right. They did things for me that my own family wouldn't do. They flew in family members from out of state so that they could be there for my son's memorial service. They introduced me to the Mustang Million program, and they said I could pick out any Mustang I want because I'm gonna be the one rehabilitating it. There were 3 parts to the Mustang Million. The first one was an obstacle course. We were off to a great start. I tripped and fell flat on my face. She actually stand there and she was looking at me, and I could feel her looking at me like, hey, come on, get up, we got a show to put on. And it was her that inspired me to get back up, and we finished off with the course, and it's been a great journey with her. I do want to say that if it wasn't for this organization, I don't know where I'd be right now. BRAVEHEARTS makes me, personally, a braver heart. When you get on top of a horse and you trot for the first time, it is so invigorating, so enlightening. It's better than anything I've ever tried.
His name is Wyatt. We use him here in the program all the time. He's a pretty cool horse. When I got him, he was so abused that you couldn't touch him, you couldn't put a hand on him. And now he's here giving service to the men and women that come here. They ride him, they can play with him, they work with him in the round pen. He's got a soft, kind eye now. He's a perfect example of all the horses here at BRAVEHEARTS of what we do. We, you know, work little by little each day to overcome some of the things that are challenging in our lives, and then have a sense of purpose. And that's what this horse has now. He gets to be here and work with the men and women that have served and fought so hard for this country, and have some difficult things to overcome. It's possible, and these horses are here to help facilitate it. So if you try a little bit, there's so much you can overcome. And that whole process with working with them gives the human the ability to trust again, to overcome some of the challenges that we're faced with. You know, they've done all these other things for us. They've carried us into battle. They've built roads, you know. They've served us in so many ways, built cities, you know. But I don't think that's their true purpose. I think here at BRAVEHEARTS is their true purpose. I think God created them to help heal human people.